What's up, YouTube? Sean Forney here, doing a video from sunny Florida with some palm trees. We have a house in Florida, and as you guys can see, if you've watched my other videos, the vehicle that we have chosen to buy and leave in Florida, I really liked it. It's a Lexus GX 460 Overland type of style rig, roof rack, lifted, wheels and tires. But just didn't have a lot of room, and we thought about getting one of the little hitch racks, you know, for the rear. Then we'd have to deal with straps and all that other stuff. So we set out on a mission to find the ultimate beach mobile. We have 4 kids, so an SUV probably makes the most sense, but I knew there was a unicorn of a vehicle out there that we could buy that made sense. And you know, the trucks that are still available with a bench seat are very slim. Like, you have an F-150, you have a 1500 Chevy, Silverado, GMC, Toyota makes them, you know, and we're in Florida, so it's the land of the 2-wheel drive trucks. I'm not a fan of 2-wheel drive trucks because if I ever wanted to bring it home, you know, in the mid-Atlantic, we need 4-wheel drive, we get snow. So I set out on this mission, but the caveat is I wanted something with leather, because leather and sand and salt water, you know, the cloth seats will get stained with salt water over time. Leather, you can wipe it right down, take a vacuum to it, it winds up working. So I was literally looking for a unicorn. We were very close to Sarasota, and the biggest Ford dealer in the country happens to be there, but we didn't find it there. I called them and they have an inventory of like 500 F-150s and said, hey, this is what I'm looking for. They're like, yeah, not a chance. We would never order one like that. So it's a true unicorn. So what we found is a 2022 leftover because it was in their fleet service. So it was like a demo vehicle. It was loaned out to people. Excuse me, it was loaned out to people whenever they would bring their vehicle into service. But it's an F-150 Lariat Powerboost. So it's a hybrid. I'm not a big fan of hybrids, but this thing is actually pretty cool. So stick around. I'm going to do a YouTube video on why we picked this truck and why I think it's like a little bit of a diamond in the rough for a family of 4 kids and mom and dad and the beach and all this other stuff. So stay tuned. We'll do a quick little video and my initial thoughts on a 2022 Ford F-150 Lariat FX4 Powerboost. Guys, don't forget, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I just reached 1,000 subscribers, so thank you guys for that. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I do all kinds of weird YouTube videos, so thanks again. Stay tuned. So here is the new beast. Again, it is a 2022 Ford F-150 Lariat FX4 Powerboost, which is like, I think it's like a $3,300 option from Ford. So, you know, again, you know, it's our beach vehicle. It doesn't get driven a lot, maybe a couple thousand miles a year, but this was the beach vehicle in the past. And again, this is going to get shipped back to West Virginia so I can drive it there, because I do absolutely love that thing. And you can see it's black, not my most favorite color. You've heard, well, it is my favorite color on a vehicle, but my least favorite to keep clean. But we don't have gravel down here in Florida at our Florida house, so it should stay decently clean. We were able to get it registered in Florida since we have a house here, which is nice, so we didn't have to pay double sales tax. We purchased it from Matthews Curry Ford in Venice. It's actually a Nokomis address, or Laurel. But you can see why we needed this. This is all the stuff that we had to fit in the back of the Lexus. And again, all this stuff has sand on it all the time. It's got all kinds of crap, so it just made sense. You know, I'm going to do a couple things to this truck, but I'm going to get a bed liner installed. You know, since it's new, want to keep it in good shape. But you know, it wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't good to put all that crap. And again, I'm a deal hunter, so I only bought this because I got an absolutely ridiculously below wholesale deal on this truck that I was able to work out. And I'll explain how I did that. So originally I told them I was trading this in. Now, you know, a dealer doesn't care that it has, you know, $8,000-9,000 worth of fairly new parts on it. They got like 3,000 miles on that stuff. A dealer doesn't care about that. So they offered me 14. I was able to talk them into giving me 16. Then I changed my mind. Well, wasn't planning on trading in at all. So they gave me an extra $2,000. So I had them apply this to this truck since it already had 2,000 miles on it. And it was a leftover 2022 that was in their fleet program. I was able to get this thing for like $4,000 less than Manheim MMR. So that's, you know, for those that don't understand what Manheim is what a lot of new car dealers use to price trades. So essentially, I could take this truck right now, sell it to another dealer for probably $4 grand more than what I paid for it. So it just made sense to do it economically. It made sense. On top of that, Ford is, you know, still offering super ridiculously low interest rates right now, which is surprising. But again, what fascinates me about this truck, and the reason why I think it's, you know, somewhat of a unicorn, is from some of the features inside. You can see it has a bench. That just doesn't happen. You don't see, I mean, you do see them in a lot of work trucks, right? A lot of work trucks, you press this button, folds down, then you have, you know, the flat surface with the console and cup holders. But you don't see this in these type of trim packages too often. They're just kind of hard to find. So whenever we were looking, I called about 15 dealers down here, Chevy, Toyota, Honda dealers, and said, hey, I'm looking for a truck that has a bench seat, that's a Super Crew or a crew cab 4-door with a bench seat up front, but it has to have leather and it has to be 4-wheel drive. Well, again, Florida is the land of the 2-wheel drive trucks. So a lot of dealers were out right away, or they said, hey, we can order one. That'd be the only way we could get one. But there's hardly any of them. But you can see it's got the, you know, traditional leather. It's got a cool little hideaway down here that you can store your stuff in. It's got little cup holders or little holders down here. It's got all your other features you would expect from an F-150 Lariat. It's got the nice new big screen here in the center stack. Apple CarPlay, again, 4-wheel drive, FX4 package. And again, the sticker on this truck, let's get it out here so we can show you. So the sticker on this truck, 65-470. You can see it has the 501A equipment group, Lariat series, B&O sound system, and it's a full hybrid 3.5 Powerboost. So it's got an EcoBoost engine with a hybrid electric 10-speed auto trans. Let's see, has a towing package, max trailer tow package, FX4 off-road package, 365 or 360 degree cameras, all that good stuff. Has, you know, lane keeping, you know, all the other stuff that you would expect from a Lariat style vehicle. Now, for those that don't know much about the Powerboost hybrid engines, they have a little battery that sits down in here, integrated into the chassis, and it has regenerative braking that charges that battery. So it's constantly working on charging the battery, and you know, it's kind of fascinating. I'm not a big hybrid guy, but the truck actually has more power than your typical 3.5 EcoBoost. I think it's 30 more horsepower. So it's 430-ish horsepower. So the truck has plenty of power. Again, the only things that I'm probably going to do to this truck, I have an appointment to get the front windows tinted tomorrow because it's absolutely ridiculous how hot the inside of these vehicles get, especially if they have black leather. But I'm going to wrap the grille, wrap the sides here. I'm going to black it out, really. Probably look for some different wheels for it. But on the back, it has your all-weather mats. You know, it has the seats that fold up. You know, you can see my kids are fully already taking advantage of getting the truck dirty, even though it's brand new, which is completely fine. That's why we bought it. It's not a big deal. But the truck is nicely equipped, and this thing can get, it's ridiculous, like 630 miles to a tank of fuel. And, you know, really, it's kind of more in line for the city type of driving with the Powerboost. But let's go for a quick ride, and I'll give you my impressions of driving Ford F-150 Hybrid Powerboost. So I just pressed the start button, and one thing you'll notice, it's super quiet because right now it's all electric. So it is pretty cool. Now you can see on this trip, we have went 163.7 miles, and all electric, it's 32.2 miles. So in situations like this, the car is not using any of your, or it's not using the internal combustion aspect of your engine. It's all electric. And you can see that over there. It has 0.0 as the RPM. Now the gas engine just kicked on and we're off. But the truck itself, you know, again, has plenty of power. It drives amazing. You know, the only feature that I wish this truck had, but again, I'm looking for a unicorn, so I couldn't be too picky, was adaptive cruise control. But it has blind spot monitoring, lane keeping alert with the assist feature. So it has everything that, you know, but adaptive cruise, right? So, but no big deal. But it is 4-wheel drive, has the rear diff lock, all that other good stuff. So I'm going to click on the center stack here and go with the power flow, because I think it's pretty cool to watch this thing tell you everything that you're doing. So right now it's hybrid driving. It tells you your engine's on, regenerative braking, and we're off. So, but the truck has plenty of get up and go. And I do really, I've always been a big fan of Fords. That's why I've been pretty loyal. I've had TRXs, but mainly that's just because I'm a big fan of the Hellcat engine in general. And, you know, I have a Raptor R on order. I wish I could get it, but it's one of those ones that are stuck with the oil or the camshaft seal gasket issue. But you can see now as I apply the brakes, it's telling you it's regenerative braking, but it's also running fully electric right now. So electric driving. So again, I've never been a fan of the hybrids, but again, I couldn't be too picky whenever I was looking for this. Would I have rather it just had an EcoBoost? I don't even know. I think this was a pretty unique find, and it gets, on average, it's 23 highway, 23 city. So it, you know, for a pickup truck with 430-ish horsepower, it gets phenomenal fuel economy. And you can see it's still full electric right now. The AC is blowing ice cold. I have it set to 70. It does have your cooled heated seats, and it has all your features here, your Apple CarPlay connectivity, all that good stuff, power flow, your features. It has your driver assistance, your pro power on board, you know, so you could turn on, tells you your generator mode, all that other good stuff. So I mean, this truck is nicely optioned to have the middle bench like we do right here, which again is a nice feature. Fold it down, then we have a typical center console with the work area, slides over, all that good stuff. So, you know, again, I think, you know, the truck is nicely appointed on the inside with leather and soft touch. I don't know if that's leather or not. It might be leather. It has a nice feel to it, but it has everything that you would expect to see on a Lariat. So your lane keeping, heated and cooled seats, all that good stuff. So essentially, instead of having the center console with the shifter, the fold flat shifter on the new F-Series pickup trucks, you have the column shifter. But again, it's still sitting on full electric right now. We've been at this stoplight. Florida stoplights on busy roads are long, 3 to 5 minutes sometimes. But you know, now it's going to kick over to gas right there. It did. But the truck has plenty of get up and go. You know, I don't have any complaints so far, you know, with the exception of I wish it had, two things: automatic wipers and the adaptive cruise control. Those are probably my two things that I wish this truck has that it doesn't have. But you can see the gas engine's going to kick off here, and we are going to be electric driving through this gas station parking lot. It's a little shortcut to our road to get back to our house, but it's quiet as can be. It's cool as can be. The air conditioning still works phenomenally whenever you're in hybrid mode. Now it just switched over again. All right, now let's do a little pull. But it has plenty of power. I mean, plenty of power. More power than you know, I'm ever going to use down here. We're probably never going to pull a trailer down here. Maybe when I retire, but I probably won't have this thing that long. I still have another 20 or so years. But again, you know, overall first impressions, the truck is very, very nice. I got a couple things on the wish list that I'm going to do. Window tint is obviously the first thing. It'll help keep the cabin of this truck nice and cool. That's getting done tomorrow. And then maybe finding a set of different wheels and tires for it. But again, this truck, I believe, is a diamond in the rough, you know, for families that are looking for a vehicle that can still seat 4 kids, still have a truck with a bed, still be a nice trim, being the Lariat trim package, so you still get the amenities that you typically are looking for, and it's a hybrid. Again, not a super big fan of hybrids, but so far I love this truck. We've put probably 400 or 500 miles on it already because we just constantly running up and down the coast down here on the Gulf Coast. But again, I think this is one of those trucks that, I mean, I knew Ford made a hybrid, never thought about buying one, but this truck checked all the little boxes that I needed to with this bench seat here. So we can ride comfortably with our 4 kids. There's actually more room in this thing to ride comfortably than in the Lexus GX460. Now, the only caveat is we had to fold down the left rear seats in that to fit all of the crap. So there's actually more room in this thing to ride comfortably. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. This is my initial impressions, first impressions, if you will, on the Ford F-150 Powerboost Lariat with the bench seat, which is the whole reason we bought this truck. So thank you guys for watching. Again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Any questions about this truck or anything that you would like to see, make sure you comment below and I will try to address them as they come in. Stay tuned.